Improve your English pronunciation with these 3 fun exercises you can do daily. I get questions all the time from students asking me how they can improve their pronunciation. And time again, I tell them that the goal should not be to have 0 accent. The goal should be intelligibility. Intelligibility is the degree to which you are understood by the listener. In other words, if your accent is preventing you from being understood by others, then it might be a good time to do a little bit of work on the pronunciation. However, if your accent is not preventing you from being understood by others, then don't worry about it. Now, I get it. As someone who speaks a few foreign languages myself, I've worked hard over the years to speak with as little an accent and with as correct pronunciation as I could muster. And that includes not only pronunciation, but intonation and correct connected speech, as well as correct stress on the words when possible. But again, don't worry too much about your accent if people can understand you. With that, I'm sharing with you 3 super fun ways to improve your pronunciation in English. And again, these are exercises that you can do every day. Let's get right to it. The first exercise, TED Talk and Transcript. You may be familiar with TED Talks. These are motivational, inspiring, informative, and really well done speeches and talks on so many diverse subjects shared by so many diverse, unique individuals hailing from all over the world. In fact, I used TED Talks a lot in my English classroom as well as in my communication classes because they're informative, like I said, and they're fun to watch, as well as a great way to improve communication, including pronunciation. So I highly encourage you to check out their website. It's just www.ted.com/talks. And you can browse through their talks. They have over 3,700 of them. So you'll definitely find many talks that will be of interest to you in the subject areas that you're curious about. Once you've found a few different talks you like, choose one. And then I want you to watch it and play it first, just listening, just watching, listening, and without reading the transcript. You should be paying attention to the speaker. How do they move their mouth when they pronounce the words? How do they move their body? What are they doing with their hands? What are they doing with their face? What are they doing with their intonation? How is their presentation, in other words? So make a mental note of these things, or you can take physical notes, just jot them down using a pen and paper. And then the second time around, I now want you to watch it again, but now with the transcript. So they have a really great feature on their website where you can actually play the transcript. And as you play it and are listening to the talk, your eyes will be following the transcript. And they make it really easy to follow because they highlight the words that are being spoken in real time. So in other words, as they're speaking the phrase, you can see that phrase highlighted. So why is this important? This will help you make the connection between the word and how it's pronounced in connected speech, meaning how we talk naturally, right? You should go through this round of listening slowly, slower than you would with the first time around. And I personally would pause every once in a while so that if I hear a sentence that maybe I like a lot or I'm a little bit confused by and I want to practice my intonation and pronunciation and connected speech, I will pause and say that phrase out loud. What this will allow you to do is check your pronunciation and see if you can get as close to the speaker's pronunciation as possible. That could be a fun little exercise for you to do. This is honestly a lot of fun because not only will it improve your pronunciation and what comes with it, intonation, stress patterns, connected speech, but because you've chosen a topic of interest to you, you're also going to learn something in the process as well. All right, ready for the next one? Sing along to English songs. Karaoke, anyone? So if you're someone who likes music, singing, not necessarily out and about in front of people, but even behind closed doors or in the comfort of your own home, then you'll find this exercise heaps of fun. So to do this, choose some of your favorite songs. They can be contemporary or golden oldies, whatever you choose. Then I want you to Google the lyrics and listen to the song verse by verse while singing along as you follow the lyrics. So similar to following the transcript with the TED Talks. This will not only help with your pronunciation, but also where the stress and emphasis is placed on the words. So it will also help with the connected speech, right? The words flowing from one to another. Because in English, we don't separate. We don't speak like this, right? Separate. We have liaisons, connected speech. One word blends into the next, which can make it sometimes difficult to understand native speakers because you might not be used to that kind of speaking. But a song will help you associate how one word blends into the next. Keep in mind, though, that the best songs for this specific activity are the ones where the singers enunciate well. So that just is a little heads up because the words in the songs where the speaker enunciates well, you're going to hear the words clearer and crisper as opposed to a muffled blend of one into the other. Songs are really fascinating. Take the Beatles, for example, right? The Beatles are still quite popular today, and they were an English rock band, very popular in the 1960s and 70s. And they're from the UK. But when they sing, they sound as though they have an American accent. But if you were to watch an interview with them and you could hear them speak, you'll hear their British English accent. So that's really fascinating. So you can sing in one accent and have a totally different accent when you're speaking. So I do encourage you to give this a try yourself, and you can play around with different types of songs, different genres. Like I said, the ones that you're probably going to have the easiest time understanding and also being able to sing along to yourself are the ones where the singers really enunciate and you can hear them pretty clearly, as opposed to something a little bit more contemporary where it might be a little bit more muffled. So just as an experiment, play around with different genres as well as different songs from various time periods. So 1950, 1960, 1980, 2000, 2010, and 2020. Just try it out and compare your understanding of the songs as well as your ability to sing along. And as you sing along, you might notice your accent just fade away. So what I would do is record myself and hear the difference. I really suggest you do that so that you can actually hear what you sound like after the fact. Try to speak the sentences out loud instead of singing them, and then sing them instead of speaking them. Try to replicate the pronunciation you would have when you're singing when you also speak the sentence. So let's say one of the lyrics in the song is, I'm going out to buy some eggs. Okay, just bear with me. So when you sing it, compare your accent when you sing, I'm going out to buy some eggs, to when you speak the sentence, I'm going out to buy some eggs. And that way you can see if your accent changes at all. Keep in mind too that it's going to take a little bit of time, right? And so one thing that can really help with this exercise is repetition. So this is why I really recommend that you choose a song that you like a lot and that you don't mind playing on repeat. So over and over and over again in a loop. Play it over and over, go through verse by verse again and again, and just sing your heart out. Singing is a lot of fun, and you don't have to worry about other people evaluating your singing because, again, do this with friends, family. You can even do it all by yourself. It doesn't matter. Just try it out. And if you're brave and you like performing, then why not do it during a karaoke session with friends? It's totally up to you. All right. For the final pronunciation exercise that you can be doing every day, use the transatlantic accent. This is actually one of my favorite accents because it sounds so glamorous and authoritative. And it's also from movies that I really like. So the transatlantic accent is also sometimes known as the mid-Atlantic accent. And what it is, it's actually a relatively made up language. It's actually a blend of British English pronunciation and American English pronunciation. So if you've ever seen a movie from the 1930s, 1940s, or even the 1950s in the United States, from Hollywood, the golden era, you can hear the transatlantic accent. It's a consciously learned pronunciation, meaning that the actors were not born speaking this way. They would have to learn this style of pronunciation, right? They didn't just wake up one day and speak in this transatlantic accent. So it's learned. What's great about this accent is that it is so crystal clear. Every word comes out so purely and in a way that's easily understood by the listener. This is what makes it a great pronunciation exercise. As you listen to the transatlantic accent, repeat it as closely as you can in the same way as the actor speaking it. So you'll notice that the speech isn't that quick and it's clearer and crisper than how actors speak today in movies. So actors from the golden age of Hollywood between around 1920 and 1960 spoke this way as they appeared in films and even in interviews. Actors like Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, Bette Davis, Humphrey Bogart, Doris Day, Gregory Peck, and Audrey Hepburn speak this way in a lot of the movies they star in. So find a few old films with these actors, or just find some movies during that period of time, like I said, from the 1920s to the 1960s, and listen very carefully. This is the transatlantic accent. So keep the remote in your hand. So be ready to press pause so that you can repeat the phrase in as closely a way as they say it. And for extra credit, if you want, put the English subtitles on and write down the phrases that sound nice to the ear. These are totally up to you, whatever phrases you feel like you would use or that you're intrigued by. What you can do is keep a notebook of these phrases and say them in the transatlantic accent. It will take practice to speak in this accent, so don't expect to get it on the first try. Like I said, the actors themselves had to consciously learn this way of speaking. And as you practice, you'll notice that you're enunciating your words more clearly and that your pronunciation in English overall improves. I use this technique that I created with my English and communication students all the time, and it's a lot of fun and it's super effective. So I would definitely encourage you to try it out because, like I said, it's fun and you'll notice that your pronunciation, enunciation, and intonation will improve. And again, the goal here is not to necessarily have a transatlantic accent unless you want that to be your goal. The ultimate goal, really, is to help you articulate and enunciate your words more clearly and make the connected speech crisp yet fluid and natural. So those are my 3 go-to pronunciation exercises to improve your pronunciation, articulation, enunciation, intonation, and connected speech in English. Let's quickly recap. First, TED Talks and transcripts. First, you're going to listen while watching and pay attention to what else the speaker is doing with their body language, their tone of voice. And then the second time, you're going to follow along using the transcript, also listening. 2, sing along in English. This could be fun to choose a couple of songs that you really like. Choose maybe your favorite song that you can play on repeat. And I want you to follow the lyrics and go verse by verse and sing along in the way that you hear the singers sing, as well as trying to speak the lyrics and comparing the singing version of the lyrics to the speaking version of the lyrics. And the third one is using the transatlantic accent. Remember, it's from the movies of the 1920s through the 1960s. Listen, watch, pause, repeat the phrases, write them down in your notebook, practice the phrases over and over. Again, the goal is not to have a transatlantic accent unless you want that to be your goal, but instead it's to help you align the intonation, pronunciation, and articulation more closely to how it is in English. All right, so practice these 3 fun pronunciation exercises and you'll see and you'll hear a huge improvement in no time. And have fun while doing it. All right, advanced English learners, I really hope you enjoy this lesson. Really try out those 3 activities that you can do daily. Let me know how they go. What's your favorite? What's working the best for you? Share it with other people who want to improve their pronunciation and communication in English. And if you haven't already subscribed to join our tribe, do so. I highly encourage you to do that because it really helps our channel out. And also make sure you keep those notifications turned on so that you never miss a lesson from us. And I will see you right here for the next Advanced English lesson where we're going to continue advancing your English. Until then, keep up the awesome work and I will see you next time. Bye for now.